Thanks for staying with us on DD India News. Just in from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, where the G20 Summit is underway under the Brazil's presidency. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva opened the summit of the group of 20 major economies a short while back today on Monday with the launch of Global Alliance to Combat Poverty and Hunger, which he called the result of political decisions. President Lula said the devastating effects of climate change are to be seen all around the world, and he has also urged the leaders to have the courage to act. These are the shots of the world leaders, including Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, participating at the summit, sitting right next to the chair, the Brazil. President Lula da Silva making his opening remarks there, opening the summit of a group of 20 major economies. Visuals of the launch of Global Alliance on Combat Poverty and Hunger, which President Lula da Silva called the result of political tensions across the globe. In attendance, of course, top leadership from the G20 member countries, and this is for the first time that we see the inclusion of European and African Union there. Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, sitting right next to the President Lula da Silva. In fact, President da Silva has said reportedly that the devastating effects of climate change are to be seen all around the globe, at the same time reaching out to the top world leadership to have the courage to act, to come to the consensus to act. So clearly, in the opening intervention or the remarks of the Brazilian President Lula da Silva, climate change and implications of the climate change across the globe, one of the major topic or talking points in this edition of G20. The launch of Global Alliance Against Hunger and Poverty is one of the sessions. Remember, there are 3 sessions spread across 2 days. On your screens are the visuals from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, with the President Lula da Silva making his opening remarks with the launch of the Global Alliance to Combat Poverty and Hunger. Global Alliance Against Hunger and Poverty, remember, was proposed by Brazil during its presidency this year, and it is expected to focus on establishing a sort of global alliance, a robust global alliance to raise resources and knowledge for implementation of public policies and social technologies that are proven to be effective, specifically in terms of reducing hunger and poverty around the world. Also on your screens, outgoing President of United States of America, Joe Biden, sitting next to French President Macron and the other top leadership of the G20 grouping. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also expected to present India's stance, India's position on several global issues during the deliberations spread across 2 days. Prioritizing Global South's interest, Brazil is also expected to build on the momentum and focus on similar themes, and also taking forward the legacy as far as Delhi Declaration or the G20 Summit last year in Delhi is concerned. These are the excerpts of President Lula da Silva making his opening remarks, which also revolve around the climate change and the implications of climate change across the globe that are seen across the world, and urging the leadership of the G20 grouping to have the courage to act. Also during the summit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi met outgoing US President Joe Biden at the summit in Rio de Janeiro. Prime Minister Modi also met other world leaders as well. Remember, there are some bilateral meetings lined up on the sidelines of the Janeiro summit, and Prime Minister Modi meeting Joe Biden, President of United States of America. G20 Summit 2024 in Brazil centers around the main theme titled Building a Just World and Sustainable Planet. On your screens, Prime Minister Modi of India meeting Joe Biden, President of United States of America. These are the visuals of the first formal session, that is the launch of the Global Alliance Against Hunger and Poverty. Well, that's it for the moment as far as the updates from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil on G20 Summit is concerned. Remember, we are keeping a close watch, tracking all the developments there at the Rio de Janeiro Summit. But meanwhile, we'll take a short break. We'll be back with more. Stay with us on DD India.